India today has been relentlessly getting you every single defining image across 13 days of the military conflict in Ukraine. From the beginning of the Russian invasion of Ukraine till now. On day 13, what are the most defining images? Here's the first one. The first defining image that we've gotten to you in the last few hours on day 13. Dramatic images captured not by agencies, by India Today's own camera, by our correspondent Ihor Didenko in the city of Kharkiv. The footage you see on your screen in this first defining image is exclusive to us, and it shows what Ukrainians have told us is a Russian Sukhoi Su-34 fighter bomber being shot down by Ukrainian air defense troops outside the city of Kharkiv. It's become one of the most shared videos, and it's a first-hand India Today war video. The second defining image on day 13, Ukrainian troops in no mood to give up. On your screen, thermal imaging footage from a drone of Ukrainian troops apparently destroying Russian artillery positions. According to reports, Ukraine has managed to, in some measure, destroy Russian tanks, armored vehicles, as well as military checkposts. The claims are extravagant, but there are videos like these to suggest that at least part of it is true. Defining image number 3, Russian planes continue to drop bombs, says Ukraine, on residential areas of Sumy city near the Russian border in the north, leaving many, including children and women, dead or injured. On your screens, the aftermath of the latest round of aerial bombing in the city of Sumy, a city in which there are many Indian students who are still waiting to get out. Big defining image number 4 on day 13. Ukrainian troops shot down or claim to have shot down another Russian fighter aircraft not very far from the capital city Kyiv. In these pictures, you can see a massive explosion after the aircraft hits the ground. You can also see a huge plume of smoke from the wrecked aircraft. Big defining image number 5 on day 13. CCTV footage captures the Russian onslaught in several cities, like this of a missile strike in Zhytomyr, west of Kyiv, where an oil depot was attacked by Russian shelling or missiles on Monday. Huge explosion, oil depot ablaze and on fire. Defining image number 6, again from the Zhytomyr oil depot inferno. Clearer pictures captured on camera of what happened after the missiles had hit that oil installation. Massive, raging fire and a huge plume of towering smoke, almost apocalyptic, from that oil installation in Zhytomyr town, west of Kyiv. Big defining image number 7, footage from one of the most attacked cities, Chernihiv, which is close to the Russian border, north from Kyiv, where Russians attacked residential areas, says the Ukraine government. You can see shelled buildings, damaged vehicles, broken glass, debris and destruction all around. Chernihiv was hit with large explosions by Russian forces who are shelling it from across the border in Russia. Big defining image number 8, Russia stepping up the shelling of residential areas being claimed by the Ukrainian government. Heavy shelling has hit this particular neighborhood in the city of Kharkiv, which continues to be the most attacked city in Ukraine. It's the second largest metropolis. You can see buildings and cars have been destroyed in shelling. A few people can also be seen trying to ascertain the extent of the damage that's been caused in the city that's still standing. Big defining image number 9, Russian troops attacked the residential neighborhood of Brovary, also part of the Kyiv metropolitan area. These images of a church reportedly hit during shelling or set on fire by some kind of explosives. No information yet on any casualties. Brovary is also a suburb of Kyiv. Defining image number 10 on day 13, as Russian troops advance towards the capital Kyiv, the nearby city of Irpin has been facing very, very visible heat. We've been reporting from the ground. This image on your screen showed local residents yesterday crossing a destroyed bridge as they tried to get out of their shattered town. This is just 22 kilometers from Ukraine's capital. Big defining image number 11. Russian nationals continue to bear the brunt of the economic sanctions imposed by several countries of the world. These images of the Varadero airport in Cuba, where almost 300 stranded Russian tourists are seen going through the boarding bridge to fly back home since they are not welcome. As Russia continues the attacks on the streets of Ukrainian cities, drone footage shows refugees fleeing Ukraine from the port of Izakia in Romania by ferry. The exodus in the refugee crisis is one of the least visible aspects of what's happening in Ukraine, but India Today's cameras bring you this crisis as well. Big defining image number 13, big explosion in the separatist Luhansk region of eastern Ukraine. According to reports, an oil depot yesterday was gutted in fire amidst heavy shelling from the Russian forces. Defining image number 14, on day 13, Russia ups the offensive. On this 13th day of its operations, shelling battered a residential building in Kharkiv. Over the last 48 hours, according to reports, 2 buildings have been destroyed in an airstrike by Russian troops. This is not far from where a Russian jet is claimed to have been shot down as well. Big defining image number 15. Russian troops target residential buildings in Kharkiv. A video has emerged in the aftermath of that shelling in Ukraine's second largest metropolis. You can see a building on fire. No confirmation yet of any casualties. Big defining image number 16. The horrifying spate of images of residential areas being bombed. This once again in the city of Kharkiv, with bodies of civilians lying in the streets. At least 8 people were killed after heavy shelling by Russian troops in this particular neighborhood. You can see bodies lying under the debris, buildings, cars been destroyed. No sign of life here, all abandoned. Big defining image number 17. Ukrainian troops shot down or claimed to have shot down this Russian fighter as captured on India Today's cameras. The incident took place over Kharkiv on the 6th of March. Ukraine has claimed to have destroyed over 45 Russian planes and helicopters since the 5th of March. That means just the last few days, heavy price to pay for Russians. At least that's what Ukraine says. Big defining image number 18. On day 13 of the operations in Ukraine, the country continues to fight back. Another helicopter of the Russian armed forces claimed to have been shot down on Monday by the Ukrainian Air Defense Forces. You can see the wreckage of what could be a Russian attack helicopter, possibly a Kamov 52. No confirmation on the whereabouts or condition of the pilots. Big defining image number 19. Massive loss of life and property in the capital city of Ukraine, Kyiv, on the outskirts. Drone footage shows the extent of destruction on the outskirts and the suburbs of Kyiv. No damage yet in the actual city. Plumes of smoke seen rising from a goods depot, apparently hit by shelling in Stoyanka, just a few kilometers from Kyiv city center. Big defining image number 20. On this 13th day of the operations, Russia has launched rocket attacks and missile attacks on the city of Vinnytsia, the first such attack in the western half of the country. As a result of the rocket fire, a warehouse was ablaze and an administrative building was partially destroyed. One person reportedly dead in this attack. Big image number 21. On day 13, Russian troops also completely destroyed the Vinnytsia airport in southwestern Ukraine. Dramatic footage shows the destruction. Plumes of thick smoke rising from this airport that we are told has been completely destroyed and has been rendered unusable. President Zelensky also explicitly said that he had information of 8 Russian cruise missiles targeting the airport and reducing it completely to rubble. Big Big defining image number 22, a huge missile attack on the city of Irpin was caught on camera, a shelling attack rather. The video shows an armed personnel talking in Ukrainian when suddenly a shell hits the street just a few feet away from him. What follows are scenes of panic and destruction in the aftermath of a shelling in the middle of the city of Irpin, just 22 kilometers west of Kyiv. Meanwhile, on the other side in Russia, Belgorod, a Russian city 40 kilometers north of the border with Ukraine, witnessed this mysterious explosion. Images show sights of what residents woke up to 3 nights ago. It is not known just yet what this explosion was. Was it a Ukrainian attack? Was it an explosive test? Not clear just yet, but this image being shared widely from the Belgorod city in Russia. Big image number 25, one of the most shared as well. Massive show of strength by Ukraine. The Ukrainian government has published these pictures of what they claim is an entire Russian artillery position destroyed by Ukrainian ground fire in the city of Bashtanka in the Mykolaiv area of south-central Ukraine. The footage on your screen shows wrecked Russian tanks and armored vehicles. The area looks like a graveyard of Russian war machines. These videos, as you might imagine, have been put out by the Ukrainian government. Big defining image number 25. Russian artillery pounded the southern Ukrainian city of Mykolaiv, resulting in fires at residential buildings. The footage shows plumes of black smoke coming from many of these buildings. A familiar and recurring image coming in from Ukraine's suburbs of its cities. Big defining image number 26. Images on your screen show drone footage of the Russian military deployment in the southern city of Kherson on the Black Sea coast. It's an important port city and the first urban center said to have fallen into Russian hands. Ukraine has disputed the claim, but these are images of the logistical footprint already deployed to support the Russian siege of the city of Kherson. Big defining image number 27. As Russia continues its aggression on Ukrainians, several citizens have been seen trying to flee the country to protect themselves and their families. This image from the last 48 hours explains how badly people want to leave the war-torn country. Tens of thousands seen here at the railway station in Kharkiv. These images are being repeated on a daily basis as people sense that things are going to get very dangerous for them and their families. Big image number 28 on day 13, pictures of the grave aftermath of a rocket attack from the central city of Ukraine, Bilatsverka. Completely destroyed in the fire is this neighborhood where a building after building has collapsed. Defining image number 29 on day 13. Amidst Russian airstrikes in several residential areas of Chernihiv, pictures on your screen show the deadly aftermath of intense shelling, buildings, vehicles and property destroyed in several areas. Who's going to rebuild all of this is what many Ukrainians and many world leaders currently are asking. Defining image number 30 on day 13. Motizhin in the Kyiv metropolitan area witnessed huge destruction over the last 72 hours after shelling and Russian military convoy driving through this particular village as part of its encirclement of the Ukrainian capital. Pictures show the trail of destruction, several dead bodies lying in the deserted streets after this particular attack.